Andree-Anne, thank you for sitting down with me. I'm sure you have a very busy schedule, so I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Marcel. It's a pleasure again to reconnect with you this year through this great ESA event.
Last year, we talked about the neonics suspension. How is that progressing now for your company, and what are you doing about it?
Yes, actually, there's no doubt, Marcel, that when we think of the regulatory decision, it is very unfortunate from our perspective. And also, we believe that it is incorrect. Ultimately, the challenge is with the farmers, where they are losing what we believe to be a great tool to be able to safely grow their crops. And so if we think of other countries, there we will continue to support wherever possible the availability of thiamethoxam and the support. We strongly believe in the efficacy of the product and the safety of the product. And so we hope that in those other countries where it is still available, that we will be able to continue supporting for the farmers and for the industry.
So for one thing, I know that the bee guidance document, which is not approved, is still being used by policymakers. How on earth is that possible?
Exactly. It was used. It is a document that is not yet approved, that has not been voted by the member states. And so when we look at that situation, for us, it's very difficult to understand how can we really bring science-based discussions and understanding in those decision-making when the use of an unapproved document is already in place. So it's very difficult to understand what are the rules in place then as a basic manufacturer.
Yeah, it is. For me, this is one example in a collection of many where I think that the decision makers have gone, let's say, off into the deep end. Another one, a very recent one, is of course the recent European Court of Justice ruling on plant breeding innovation. What's your take on that decision?
Yes, as for the neonic, and I think it's important also, Marcel, to mention from a neonic perspective, but also from the plant breeding decision, the ruling, is that we, Syngenta, respect the decisions that were made. We still don't agree with them. We believe that they are very unfortunate. And so as for the neonic, the same situation with the plant breeding situation is we believe it's very unfortunate. It is a loss from our perspective for the agriculture in Europe, for innovative agriculture in Europe. If we think of plant breeders, farmers, European plant breeders and farmers, it will be very difficult for them when we consider that in the rest of the world, in many other areas, those approaches and those technologies are already moving forward. And so here, once again, in Europe, in the European Union, farmers and plant breeders will be impacted by the decision.
Andree-Anne, Syngenta, you're with Syngenta, obviously, and it's now for almost a year now Chinese owned. What do you notice of that influence, maybe?
Actually, Marcel, I have to tell you, from a daily perspective, there's not a lot of changes. We have seen changes at the board since we are under the ownership of ChemChina. We have a new chairman of the board, Mr. Frank Ning. A few changes also from a board member's perspective, but in my daily work, there is no change. We continue to be headquartered, our global headquarters still in Basel, Switzerland. We still have very important production site and R&D site in Switzerland. And if I think about our business objectives, our long-term also vision, nothing has changed, and everything is still very well energized by our purpose to bringing plant potential to life.
You don't have to come into the office and say ni hao. Not yet.
Not yet at all.
Okay.
No. Some of us are trying to learn some Chinese words for the pleasure of it, and but we're very excited by the opportunity and the potential growth. So
that's great. We're also seeing a very strong and positive expansion of agriculture towards the east of Europe. especially Russia and Ukraine are showing a strong growth. How is that in your company? Is there a move towards Eastern Europe?
Indeed. Actually, if we think of Ukraine, we think of Russia, Kazakhstan, those are all very key countries for us where we have seen a lot of agricultural growth and also from our perspective, significant focus and investment in that region. If we think of overall Europe, though, the balance between the priorities between Eastern Europe and Western Europe is still very much equal. Both are extremely important for us, and so priorities are assigned as we best see fit. If we take one example, specific example to Seedcare, could be our Seedcare Institute. We are expanding in Russia with one of our Seedcare Institutes. And at the same time, we are making sure in the Western Europe that we continue investing in our Seedcare Institutes to support the growth and the needs of our customers.
Good luck with the expansion.
Thank you.
The Syngenta Seedcare is obviously very much involved in seed treatment. Have you witnessed yourself some of the benefits of seed treatment? Can you share some examples of that?
Yes, actually, Marcel, this summer I had the pleasure to visit in France a cornfield with trials with Vibrance and Maxim Quattro, which are two of our latest fungicide, seed-applied fungicide introductions. And every time I visit field trials, I'm always impressed to see the impact seed treatment has on growth of plants. If we think of seed growth, the little young plants emerging, the power and the importance of seed treatment in supporting that growth and in protecting those young plants against abiotic and biotic stresses is very, very good. So yes, it's very, very positive.
Very positive, and with the fraction of the amount of active ingredients that you would use over the top of it.
Indeed. The AI loading is much more reduced, so it's a potential, it's a good benefit for the environment. And if we think also from a seed company perspective, the peace of mind of knowing that a quality treated seed will deliver one seed can lead to one plant is a great peace of mind to have, thinking about our seed customers, but also thinking about the farmers.
We're here at the ESA Annual meeting in Madrid, and as in previous years, you're sharing innovations from your company. Can you share a few innovations, what you're presenting here?
Yes, actually, our R&D team is really energized and always focused in making sure that we deliver great solutions. We bring great innovations in different crops and in different geographies. If we think this year, we will be introducing Plenaris, which is the ultimate solution when we think of downy mildew control for sunflower. Plenaris will be registered. We're anticipating in the European Union at some point this year, so that next year, so that would be for the 2019-2020 planting season.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great, because downy mildew is a serious problem in sunflower.
Indeed it is. And so to make sure that we can really grow and support the sunflower seeds and the genetics, also the balance, the combination of both the genetics and a great seed treatment such as Plenaris for the control of downy mildew is really an ultimate solution.
I just heard this summer that, for example, in France, there is a legislation that if you have an X percentage, a very low percentage of your field infected with downy mildew, your sunflower field, you have to destroy the entire field. So that really shows already that there is a clear need for a solution.
Yes. There's a lot of pressure. Downy mildew is very present. It's very challenging to control also. There's great solutions available, but the need to make sure that we rotate and we protect those chemistries for their longer life is very important in combination with the genetics, obviously.
We're here at the ESA meeting in Madrid, but of course with modern day technology we could be using all kinds of teleconferencing and video conferencing and Skype and what have you. You could be meeting all your clients over Skype. Why is it so important to come here face to face and meet all those people?
Well, first of all, the platform, ESA is such an incredible platform to have the opportunity to really connect on really important top of mind topics. And when we look this year at the well-developed program that ESA has put in place, the team has really done a great work in bringing a lot of substance. And so to be able to connect and really extract the most out of those, we could do that from a virtual perspective, but nothing beats to be face to face together, and this opportunity to really connect also with relationships that we're developing year after year is also very positive. And so I look forward to a great ESA event and to have the opportunity to reconnect with the colleagues and members of the industry.
If we leave a little bit aside the political topics, and maybe on a more personal note, I know that, for example, inclusion and diversity is very important. Is a strong focus point in Europe right now. Can you share how that is handled in your company?
Yes, actually, Marcel, diversity and inclusion is gaining so much momentum in Syngenta. And when we look in general at companies in general, there is no doubt that if we have the ability as a company to harness that diversity, to really have this inclusion happening, that the best decisions are taken when we have the ability to harness those differences in thoughts. As an example, we all come from different backgrounds, different ages, different gender, different cultures, and much more. And when we have the ability to really extract all of that in unison, then there is no doubt that the decisions are the best as opposed to a single approach. And when we think of ESA, what a great platform this week to connect with such a diverse population, which we're all embracing agriculture in a positive way. We're all aiming for similar goals. And so the more open we are to hearing the different thoughts, the better we will be when we depart on Tuesday or Wednesday with the new ideas that will have been generated. So I'm really energized about this week, and I look forward to connecting again on different views.
That's great. Okay. Thank you, Andree-Anne.
Thank you very much, Marcel. It was a pleasure.